thoughts on the indictment and how the GOP is handling this unprecedented situation. We're turning now to Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter. Congressman Carter, good to have you with us during this unfortunate circumstance. Your strong words from your colleagues on the Hill. This indictment certainly uncharted territory, both legally and politically. Your thoughts on how your colleagues and Republicans have responded thus far?
Well, there's no question in my mind that we have responded in the right way, and that was with utter disappointment and disbelief, if you will, that this is actually happening. As you pointed out, these are uncharted waters here. This is unprecedented, what we're seeing here. This is a dark and sad moment in the history of our country when you have a former president who is being indicted here on grounds that most of us find to be unsubstantial. And you know, to hear the former Speaker of the House say that, well, he's got the opportunity to prove himself innocent, you've got to be kidding me. Come on, people. I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. I mean, this reeks of political persecution.
Yeah, it's almost Marxist when you say something like that, especially as a senior elected official in the Democratic Party.
And this is how
what
they view the Constitution, Tom. They foundationally do not understand the concept of limited government. They literally place every endeavor, every virtue, every good in government, and the defining quality of government, sadly, is that it can kill you. It's got the policing power.
And this is from Nancy Pelosi, who's been widely accused of insider trading. Republicans did issue a letter, Congressman, to Bragg on Monday demanding testimony and documents be handed over regarding the investigation into Trump. Alvin Bragg responding with this, quote, "What neither Mr. Trump nor Congress may do is interfere in the ordinary course of the proceedings in New York State. Secrecy is critical to protecting the privacy of the target of any criminal investigation, as well as the integrity of the independent grand jury's proceedings." Congressman, Democrats clearly want to suck all of the oxygen out of the room and distract the American people with more Trump drama. Republicans passed a Parents' Bill of Rights and an energy bill, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. How are you going to continue to drive a message and an agenda with all of this chaos? Is that something that, as a conference, you're discussing?
Oh, yes, we're not going to be deterred. We have a commitment to America, and we're going to deliver on that commitment to America. We've already done that, and we're going to continue to do that. You're right. H.R. 1, lowering energy costs, that ought to be the subject of the weekend. That ought to be what we're talking about. But instead, here we have a DA who said during his campaign that he was going to get Donald Trump. I mean, and this is nothing more than just a ploy by the Democrats to change the focus. Right. The focus needs to be right now on our economy. What we're suffering from in our economy is self-inflicted. Day one, Joe Biden declared war on American energy. This past week, we said, no, we're not going to do that. We passed H.R. 1, the lower energy cost bill, that's going to make sure that we increase production and exportation of American energy, that we're going to decrease the regulatory burden that's crushing our businesses right now.
I have one last question for you, and I just have about a minute left with you, Congressman. There's been a lot of discussion about this indictment, about Alvin Bragg, but we've seen the devastating impact of the influence of leftist dark money groups and PACs on the Democratic Party. Do you think that, in terms of what Congress can do you think that some form of campaign finance reform, generally as it relates to district attorneys, needs to happen as a result of that?
It does need to happen. And by the way, in the state of Georgia, this legislative session just ended on the past Wednesday, and we actually took the district attorneys in the states and held them accountable. The district attorneys in the state of Georgia. That set a precedent here in the state, and it was good legislation. It should be done. It should be done on the federal level as well. This is obviously a district attorney who has a political agenda, a personal agenda, and is out of control. And yes, Congress should act, and we should respond to this.
All right. Georgia Congressman Buddy Carter, thank you so much for being with us, sir.
Thank you.